Dr. Jürgen Todenhöfer has spent much of his life studying law, practicing politics and travelling to hotspots in the Muslim world. He served as a member of the German parliament for almost 20 years and is currently an executive at a major European media group. But the reason he's been in the news lately is because earlier this month he took it upon himself to buy a 3-page advert in the New York Times discussing the history of Western interference in the Muslim world and the roots of terrorism. Quite an expensive endeavour. He says he wants to present the world to Westerners from the point of view of a Muslim for a change, to open a window into seeing the Muslim world from a fresh perspective, an effort to open a fair discussion about why there's so much anger and resentment towards the West. Dr. Todenhöfer's work didn't begin this month. He's travelled extensively in both Iraq and Afghanistan over several decades, meeting those fighting against occupying armies and documenting his findings in books and papers. His writing often flies in the face of what many in the West hold as a world view, and his office tells us he often receives hate mail for it. His detractors have accused his work of being one-sided and entirely blaming the West for the Muslim world's perils, but omitting mention of mistakes and aggression on the other side. Some even go as far as calling him an appeaser for terrorism. But Dr. Todenhöfer argues that terrorists in an Islamic disguise are murderers, but the same holds true for what he calls ringleaders disguised as Christians, who wage wars of aggression in contravention of international law. His supporters say that his piece in the New York Times is an attempt at placing the claim that Islam is a religion of hate into the context of history and world politics. And his conclusions include advice to Muslims that they must commit to progress and tolerance, like the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.